My sister-in-law told everyone her kids died in a car accident. Then I brought them to Thanksgiving dinner. My brother David brought home Amanda after dating her for 3 months, and she immediately won over our entire family with her tragic backstory about losing her twin daughters in a drunk driving accident 2 years ago. She showed photos of 2 adorable girls, sobbed in my mother's arms, and had my dad offering to pay for her therapy by the end of dinner. I didn't think there was anything off about her until 2 weeks later when David canceled their romantic weekend because I broke my ankle and needed help getting home from the hospital. From that day on, I saw a different Amanda. First, Amanda told my mom I'd made a joke about, at least she doesn't have to pay for college now, regarding her dead daughters, which I never said, but mom believed her and didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. Then David was supposed to help me move apartments, but that morning Amanda had a sudden grief spiral about her girl's death anniversary, even though she'd previously said they died in March, not October, and David stayed with her instead. Next, she told everyone at Sunday dinner that I'd been interrogating her about the accident details, trying to investigate her tragedy, and David pulled me aside to say I was being insensitive and needed to stop. At Dad's 60th birthday party, Amanda broke down sobbing, saying I looked exactly like the drunk driver who killed her children, which made no sense because she'd said he was a 40-year-old man, but suddenly nobody wanted me in family photos. My breaking point came when David canceled our annual sibling camping trip we'd taken for 15 years because Amanda scheduled her first grief counseling breakthrough. That exact weekend, I knew something was seriously wrong, so I started searching online for any record of this accident she described in such detail. Nothing came up, no news articles, no obituaries, no accident reports from the date and location she'd given. I searched her name and found nothing before 2 years ago, but then I found an old employer's website with her photo under a completely different name, Jessica Marsh. Using that name, I found divorce records from 3 years ago, and that led me to her ex-husband, still living 2 states away. When I called him and mentioned Amanda's name, he said, "Are you calling about the child support she owes?" My hands were shaking as he explained that Amanda had abandoned their twin daughters when they were 3 years old, left him with full custody, hadn't seen them in 4 years, and owed $47,000 in unpaid support. She told her whole family the girls died so she wouldn't look like a deadbeat mom, he said. My daughters think their mother is dead because that's easier than explaining she didn't want them. I told him about Thanksgiving at my parents' house, how Amanda would definitely be there, and we made a plan. Thanksgiving dinner was perfect, with Amanda sitting between David and my mother, telling her annual story about her angels, while everyone wiped away tears. "I still read them bedtime stories every night," she was saying, clutching the photo she always carried. "I know they're listening from heaven." That's when the doorbell rang and I volunteered to get it. 2 7-year-old girls stood on the porch in matching purple dresses, and the second I opened the door, they pushed past me screaming, "Mommy! Mommy! We found you!" They ran straight to Amanda and tried to climb into her lap while the entire table froze in shock. Amanda's face went white as paper, and she kept whispering, "My babies died. My babies died." But the older twin said loudly, "Daddy said you've been telling people we're dead, so you don't have to send money for us." Her ex-husband walked in holding court documents and said very calmly, "Amanda, you owe $47,000 in child support and haven't seen these girls in 4 years. They thought you were dead until last month when we found your Instagram." My mother stood up so fast her chair fell backwards. "What is happening?" she screamed. The younger twin started crying and said, "Mommy, why did you tell everyone we died? We're right here." David looked like someone had shot him, staring at Amanda, who just kept shaking her head and saying, "This isn't real," over and over. Amanda ran out the back door and David chased after her while the rest of us sat in stunned silence with 2 confused little girls asking where their mommy went. Her ex-husband explained everything, how Amanda had walked out because motherhood was boring, how she'd been living under a fake name to avoid paying support, how his daughters had been in therapy thinking their mother was dead. David came back alone an hour later saying Amanda had driven off after admitting she'd already stolen $30,000 from his accounts over the past year and was planning to disappear again soon anyway.